Hey everyone, it's Ray. Welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV. It's patch day again, and it means that it is patch 7.3, the finale to Dawntrail. So, for those of you who don't do Final Fantasy XIV content often or are still new to the game, patches 1 to 3 of an expansion are usually the capstone of the entire main story of said expansion, with the exception of A Realm Reborn and Endwalker. Those had their own full-length, all 5 patches being a story. But for Heaven's Ward, for Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and yes, even Dawntrail, patch 7.3 is patch point 3, I mean, is the capstone, which means patches 0.4 and 0.5 will usually be the lead up to the next expansion. And given FanFest is right around the corner, we should be seeing what that entails. But for now, it's we're back in Solution 9. We've had to deal with a whole lot of crazy robots and that weird Calyx kid messing things up. And yeah, I'm going to be going as Viper for this. Hopefully, Q's will be fine, and hope you like the new glamour. I really like it, and I've been working on the relic weapons in the background. I've almost gotten all my jobs relic weapons for this patch, so that's good. I should actually show off my dancer garb because I worked really hard for this, and I might switch to it depending on the mood. But I've been enjoying Viper a lot more lately, but Dancer is still my main. But with that in mind, let's go ahead and continue on with the MSQ. So, if I recall right, we need to go into the Neon Stein, and yes, Tassos has a quest for us. Alright, you heading to the back room? Yep, let's head back in there. And, Shale. Targeted tragedy. Shale wishes for a moment of your time. If you have a moment, Rei'tan, Geode wants to take stock of the current crisis. Olivia may be lacking the finer details in certain areas, so we'd like you to lend your perspective to the conversation. Alright. Let's see what we got. Sorry to drag you into our meeting, but we need to get a better handle on the threats Alexandria is facing right now. Not at all. Much has happened since the state funeral, and a clear idea of where things stand would be beneficial for us as well. First things first, then. Let us discuss the state of the machine malfunctions. Every single sector reported instances of sentries attacking citizens without provocation, and vehicles suddenly becoming unresponsive to controls. And while these malfunctions were resolved fairly quickly, they nevertheless resulted in a considerable number of injuries and deaths. But you haven't heard anything about the incident since then, right? Right. No additional reports have been logged as far as I know. That's the good news. The bad news is I tried to take control of the soldiers when they started hurting people, but they wouldn't even listen to me, even though I have the king's authority. Once things calmed down, I was finally able to make them give up their weapons, but if it happens again, I don't know if they'll ignore me like before. The King of Resolve's authority is thought to be the highest there is. Who is this man that can override it with such impunity? Calyx. He lived in the age of the Storm Surge, as I did. Lest you forget, he was known for his advancements in electrope technology, and it was he who established preservation for the purpose of furthering his research. The wasting disease which affected him, however, was said to leave him scant years left to live. He must have chosen to undergo conversion into an endless, and he might continue his efforts into the present day. Preservation's early goals seem noble enough. exploring treatments for Levin sickness, designing Everkeep's core system, that sort of thing. Why harm people he was ostensibly trying to help? Do not pretend to fully understand Calix's motivations, only that he appeared incensed by what he saw as mankind's failings. He asserted that the strategy of adapting our species through generational succession was outdated, that evolution now requires us to forsake bodies of flesh in favor of eternal preservation. I've already seen how he's employed the stimulant to convince Alexandrians that endless conversion is their only hope for survival. Eternal life is assured for the 5,000 who registered their neo-regulators. But it is merely one part of Calix's greater plan. He wants the key to interdimensional fusion. With that relic in his possession, he will draw ether from the reflections and expand his efforts to create endless 1,000-fold. That's not good. If we mean to foil Calix's schemes, then our only option is to determine where he's hiding and put him down. Which unfortunately is easier said than done. I've been scouring the terminal we found in the depths of Everkeep, and I failed to uncover even the slightest trace of his activities. Give me a little more time, though. I'm sure I can sniff him out. I'll help you. While Galulja and Shale are working on that, I'm going to take a look around town. I want to make sure no new problems have cropped up, as well as search for any information that might lead us to Calix. You're welcome to come along. Another malfunction could happen at any time, and I'll be glad to have some brawlers at my back. I'm one hell of a brawler, so you don't need to worry about that. Count me in. Raha and the others are helping Oblivion patrol the other levels of the keep, so shall we stick to the streets of Solution 9? Sounds like a plan. Thanks, you two. I appreciate the company. I have to speak with the city administrators about bringing in the Landsguard. I want our soldiers around to protect those who are moving to Tuliodal. Alfino and Alize will be joining me for the meeting, so the three of us can cover that sector as soon as we're done. If I may, I'd like to join Rei'tan's group, if you'll have me. Sure, you can come along, Sveen. The more mouths to ask questions, the merrier, as long as you're aware of the dangers. Thank you. I'll do my best not to be a burden. I'm more worried about you. No, that's the wrong voice. I'm more worried about you, Geode. Don't do anything stupid. You'll change your tune once we get back with the goods on Calix. Then the drinks are on you. Come on, let's continue this outside. Alrighty, we're starting the quest line. Alrighty. Hello, little prince, or king. Wish I could grow up faster. There'll be so much more I could do when I'm bigger like you. You can't rush these things, no matter how much I think that it would be cool if you just suddenly grew up. But anyway, back to Solution 9, and... Okay, we're just waiting right outside the neon sign. Sounds good enough. People are out and about, that's good. Sveen. I will do my utmost to ensure the happiness of Alexandria and its people. Ryle? The city looks as though it's regained its sense of normalcy, unless the people want to forget recent events. Anything up, Geode? Geode? Oh, I see. Sorry, I was off in my own little world. Shall we get started? Are you alright, Geode? Me? I'm well enough, given the circumstances. It was the Queen's fondest wish that her subjects remain shielded from the horrors of death, and so they were for the longest time. And the moment mortality once again became an unavoidable fact of life, it greeted with an outbreak of bloody violence. Many are bound to give the endless alternative serious consideration. Indeed, and I do not blame them for that. It's only natural that such thoughts should come to mind. What I cannot forgive is the way Calyx wields fear and misery to manipulate people into making that choice. No one, not Calyx or anyone else, should dictate how we cope with the specter of death. As one who lives as an Alexandrian, I wish to put the choices for this country's future back in the hands of its citizens. You think we can handle that responsibility after everything you've seen of us? This is what It's what I've seen that has convinced me you can. I awoke 4 centuries later to find our people living and laughing beneath Alexandria's banner. Though surprised and bewildered, I was overjoyed to see it so. You all deserve to be happy. Well then. We'd best not let you down. Now, I suggest we move as a group. We don't know if or when a battle might find us. Oh, I believe someone came prepared for just such an eventuality. Is that the grimoire you've retrieved from the old castle? Yes, my parents gifted to me when I was a child. They were adamant that I should learn to protect the things important to me. I was fortunate enough to have a tutor in the arcane arts, so I lay claim to some small measure of skill. Well, that's good. If that's the case, it might be better if we split into 2 groups after all. It would certainly be more efficient for information gathering. I guess that makes sense? The 2 of you can take the west side of the recreation zone then. Rei'tan and I will take the east. Very well, we should put an end to our patrol in the plot. We shall end our patrol in the plaza, just past True View, and await you there. Okay. Geode. Let's do the rounds then. We'll see what's what and chat with people we meet along the way. Pay special attention to anyone who looks overwhelmed or overly excited. Hopefully that will earn us a tidbit or two that we didn't know before. Yes, I know what escorting entails. I've done it before. This is probably due to the fucking patch change. Alright, Somber Citizen. Are the sentries and airwheelers safe to be around now? I just know it's going to happen again, and maybe next time I'll be the one who dies in a horrible accident. I need a Neo-Regulator. Becoming endless is the only way. Even Queen Sphene said so. I wouldn't put track into that Sphene. Ah, the memories. I used to drink around here all the time. I made sure not to overdo it when I had work the next day, but once we were past the busy season, or when the ladies weren't amiable to my company, well, you'd have to scrape me off the street outside in the morning, or afternoon. The worst I ever got was on what should have been the worst day of my life. If only I could remember it. I was still wearing a regulator back then. It was also the day I first met Shale, although I guarantee she's forgotten it completely. Oh, that's interesting. So you actually used to wear a regulator. I guess that makes sense. Alright, grieving citizen. You want to hear my story? While I appreciate you offering a sympathetic ear, there's not much to tell. If you must know, a good friend of mine died when those machines went crazy. This airwheeler dropped right out of the sky, and he didn't survive the crash. Damn fool wasn't wearing a regulator. I know that's not so strange these days, but he's never bothered with one. He was at peace with the idea of dying someday, and I thought I understood what that meant. Till it happened. Oof. Alright. Let's head on over here. Light-hearted citizen. That's kind of disconcerting. What has me in such a fine mood, you ask? Well, I've just registered my new regulator. I was leery of becoming nothing but memories at first, but now that I've gone through with the registration, I've never felt more at ease. Also, once it was done, the regulator displayed the current numbers. Of the 5,000 slots available, over 3,800 have already been filled. So if you're still hesitant, you've not much time to make your mind up. Mark my words, friends, there's only a few slots left, and it's going to get very ugly. Rei'tan, a word? I feel like there was a new factor in these stories we've heard. Once we hadn't considered during our discussion with everyone in the back room. That fights are likely to break out over neo-regulators. The fact that nearly 4,000 people have registered is worthy of its own report. But are you sure there wasn't anything else? The victim of violence wasn't wearing a regulator? Yes, that's it. The vast majority of residents have always worn regulators, so it's not a detail we'd normally think about. With the supply of souls cut off, though, more and more people have been going without them. I need to look into the casualties of the recent attacks, check whether or not they were equipped with regulators. Let's ask around on the streets over to the east. Pretty chaotic at the time, but maybe we'll find eyewitnesses who can help us confirm if this was a pattern or not. That's ugly. Let's check the map. How do I get over? Okay, I need to go all the way over there. Oh boy. Well, this'll certainly be interesting, to say the least. I love the tune of this place, it's so good. But anyway, we've got another conversation. The hover cargo. It was once my job to deliver goods by hover cargo. That's why I know a fair number of names and faces throughout the city. The little ones would jump for joy when I brought them packages, the old lady who would always greet me with a smile. Hate for anything bad to happen to them. I'm kind of glad that we're getting to know a little bit more about Geo, because he seemed kind of off in the distance for most of Dawntrail. He was there, but I think Shale got the better treatment, so to speak. So it's nice seeing another character get some limelight. Hello, how are you today? Please let me know if I may be of service. Citywide casualty data unavailable. Government officials are currently processing reports from afflicted zones. Can you narrow it down to the recreation zone then? You must have some estimates on hand. Recalibrating parameters. Injured, 87 individuals. Casualties, 19 individuals. Casualties equipped with regulators, 0. Aha! That's interesting. Sanitation worker. Wish to know if the people who died in the machine rampage were wearing regulators? Sorry, but I was assigned to cleaning away debris. I didn't see any of the deceased. No bodies were present by the time I arrived, so I assumed the ushers had already done their work. I do remember there being patches of white dust scattered about that were quite a chore to clean up. Nothing else worthy of mention. Rei'tan, I think it's time we rejoin Kryl and Sphene. I was half joking with my boast to Shale, but we may have stumbled upon something major here. To share our findings and keep pursuing this avenue of inquiry. Didn't Kryl say to meet them in the plaza just outside of Trueview? Let's get going. Alrighty, let's get a move on. So, seems they're targeting people without regulators at all. That's disconcerting. So, yeah. Alrighty. Well, we're approaching Sphene and Kryl, so let's see what they have found out, if anything. Sphene first. We finished our patrol as well. Did not seem that more people wanted neo-regulars than before. Alright. So essentially, you're saying that the people who were killed by malfunctioning machines weren't wearing regulators? While the numbers are still tentative, and only apply to that one zone, we don't know how they stack up against the overall data, but this is definitely more than a coincidence. I think it's safe to say that anyone who had removed their regulator was a priority target. Now that you mention it, the person I was treating for injuries wasn't wearing one either. But why? Why are they being targeted over everyone else? Based solely on the lack of a neo-regulator, we cannot judge if a person has no desire to become endless, or if they simply failed to acquire one of the limited devices. But those who wear no regulator at all, they have clearly rejected the old system of using souls to revive themselves. Put another way, they have chosen to live their lives in the knowledge that death is an inevitability. The chances that such resolute people would wish to become endless are far lower, I would imagine. And so Calyx has chosen those least likely to accept his vision as victims to stoke fear and panic. But there was no need to kill anyone. With the way things were, the people were already fearful enough. Could have found 5,000 willing citizens without all this madness. You make a good point. Perhaps this sowing of terror is in service to another scheme, where he has some other need for the lives he's taken. What about the dust found at the various sites? Right, the sanitation worker story. She saw no bodies, but mentioned piles of white dust. Dust but no bodies? Now where have I heard that before? You recall when we went to save Erenville from the sentries in the outskirts? That Usher Malachite told us much the same thing. When I arrived, I found no body, only a pile of dust which the winds quickly scattered. Confused, I questioned the residents, but no one knew what had become of it. I had thought he was wearing a neo-regulator, but apparently he wasn't wearing one. That both stories speak of missing remains is suspicious enough. The shared mention of this dust is too much to ignore. In that case, we should confirm this substance was present at other sites and attempt to ascertain its nature. Following this thread may lead us not only to an explanation for the missing bodies, but also the intent behind Calyx's murderous actions. Alright, let's take a look. Oh, incoming call. Rei'tan, we need your help. I've lost control of the soldiers in the residential area. Maybe trying to hurt people again. Oblivion members are on their way now, but are you close enough to join them? We're in True View. We can hurry as quick as possible. Alright, we got some more rogue robots. Damn it! Our new investigation will have to wait. Let's go! Oh shit! They're fighting each... Oh no. What the hell is going on? That is creepy. Oh dear!
Stay back! Stay away from me! Leave him alone!
Ooh. That was terrifying.
Are you all right?
What happened here?
A sentry walked into my apartment, even though I'd locked the door and everything. I managed to run, but the man who tried to save me...
No weapons, which is to be expected, considering all the sentries were meant to be disarmed. Yet it was ordered to attack all the same, even if that meant using its bare hands.
That's fucked up.
I'll leave matters here to you. I'm going to do a sweep of the surrounding area.
Fine by me. We'll keep everyone safe. No regulator.
Do you know anyone else in this sector who no longer wears a regulator?
Oh, I don't think I've seen Isadora and her boy with theirs recently.
Oh shit. Oh god, no, 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 no.
Go to them, quickly! Waikway! I'll be fine. But Isadora's in bad shape.
Oh no.
Mother!
Oh.
Mother, please! Isadora! Oh, thank goodness. She wasn't struck anywhere vital.
Oh, thank God. Wow. Seeing the blood actually made me panic.
I'm sorry. If only I'd gotten here sooner.
Hey, you did all you could. Don't be ashamed of that.
Everything will be all right. I promise to make your mother better.
Oh boy.
Thank you, miss. Will she sleep like that forever? No, not forever. She'll wake soon, I'm sure of it. That's good to hear. Thank you for saving her.
The promise of tomorrow. Well, this has started off with a bang, so to speak. Oh boy. Alrighty. Ooh, ominous. Waikwe? Forgive me, I was reckless. Shouldn't have had to waste time tending to. You shouldn't have to waste time tending to my wounds as well. Did you see our other comrade back there? He stayed behind in the lobby, but I heard the sounds of fighting. I'm sorry, he must have fallen protecting the residents. Alright. Milos? When I was sick and couldn't move, my mother was always at my side and always giving me company. I'm going to do the same for her. You're a good kid. The endless choice. Our comrade, do you think he may have been struck down? If he's wounded or worse, I should go to him. Wait, please, it isn't safe, and you still need rest. Would you stay with Milos and watch over Isadora for me? We will tend to your friend. Thank you. Please be careful yourself. Alrighty. And it's been crazy lately. Alright, Sveen. Man, this is awful. Isadora's going to be alright then. I'm so glad. Just finished my ministrations here. Our Oblivion comrade was beyond saving, I'm afraid. That brave soul, he gave his life to save another. He died protecting me. I don't understand why any of this is happening. The sentry was behaving normally like any other, then all of a sudden it tried to kill me. Weapons or no, Calyx commands them to commit murder. That's not good. Not good at all. Is it over? We came as soon as Waikwe sent word. I'm sorry. By the time we arrived, it was already too late. Then Geo could be in trouble too. Once we have this radius locked down, we need to find him. But why? Has something happened? Possibly. We're not sure what, but he stopped responding to our communications. We need to prioritize securing the residential sector, though. At least until we regain control of the sentries. Well, looks like it's up to us. Then we should search for Geode. I agree, since most Oblivion members have sworn off regulators, if our theory holds true, they could be prime targets for the next attack. Please do that you can to shepherd the residents to safety, but avoid the sentries at all costs. Our thanks. Here, take these communicators. Is this like the third type of communicator I have? We've made modifications to them to prevent Calyx from intercepting the signal, and have been using them to coordinate movements with allies in the vicinity. Waiakwe has one too, so I will ask her to keep hailing Geode. Good luck, and stay safe. Geode said he would sweep the surrounding area, so he shouldn't have ventured too far. Let's get going. Alrighty. Let's see what is going on. Alright. Surveying. No sign of Geode. Alright. Trial. Alright. Looking once again. No sign of Geode. Waiakwe's voice cackles from the communicator. Geode! Geode, answer me! No response. Continue our search to the east. Thank God they installed this jog function. Makes things go a lot faster. Because otherwise I'd be having to play Dancer and using Peloton all the damn time. Alright, one last good survey. No sign of Geode.
This is the only place left. Let them be safe.
Geode, are you there? Answer me, please!
I'm here. Sorry for the long silence. I've been busy.
Oh, you're alive! Thank the gods! Where are you now?
The radius next door. The lobby is secure. I'll scout the second floor. Then I'll join...
Ooh.
That dust.
Dust? What are you talking about? What's happening?
They're not just collecting souls. They're draining the bodies of corporeal ether. The dust that we saw was all that was left of the victims. They must have modified the soul cells.
That's not good. And oh god, that is creepy.
Shit.
Oh boy. Oh dear.
Damn you!
All the times they've gum to jam.
You can't be here. You need to run now.
What the?
A trap.
Oh shit, that's not looking good.
Take care of the others, eh?
Come on. Oh shit. That ain't good. That ain't good. Come on, come on. Don't let me be late.
No sign of him so far. This way, maybe? Geode!
No. God damn it. Not the one I was expecting to die, to be perfectly honest, but fuck. Okay, you guys are getting it.
A shame. I had hoped to leave here with at least one more cell's worth of ether. But seeing how eager you are to interfere, I shall cut this foray short.
Oh, hello, Calyx. You little shit.
Calyx. What could you possibly stand to gain from these atrocities?
Ether sufficient to generate 5,000 endless. How would you acquire it?
How would I?
Until I have the key, the reflections are closed to me. Thus do I make do with the sources at hand. 7% of Alexandria's current population will yield the energy to convert 5,000 into endless. With 11%, operations could continue unabated for 800 years. Our bodies are fated to decay sooner or later. These ones refuse the gift of eternal life, so what difference does it make if I return them to ether now?
God, you're a little sociopath. Oh, fuck you!
I will not waste time and resources on meaningless conflict. This unit cannot offer you worthwhile resistance.
Yeah, I could cut you down right here and now. So what's to stop me?
Instead, I pose a question. Would you hand over the key if I promised to halt my harvest?
Not on your fucking life, that thing's mine. I will halt your harvest by defeating you, you little shit.
It was foolish of me to even ask.
Yes, it was.
I return to my work then. There is much to do if I must take the key by force.
God damn it. Soul sail containing Geode's soul. And ether. Son of a bitch. Ryle? I can't. There are no words. Sveen? This pile of dust, these ashes, and the soul cell he left behind. Was that his twisted way of returning Geo to us? Damn you, Calyx. Damn you and your careless cruelty. He was our friend. Even so, some might say every death was justified if it meant 5,000 Endless could continue their immortal lives. And if a reflection's stolen ether allowed for many more Endless, why that too would be a noble sacrifice for the greater good. Who could think that? Not I. Certainly not I. We know only too well. There is not noble in this sacrifice. God damn it. We have to stop him. We have to find Calyx and put an end to this madness as soon as possible. And under no circumstances can we let the key fall into his possession, Rei'tan. Falls to us. We will thwart his plans here in Alexandria before he can terrorize innocents in reflections elsewhere. You got it. Alright, Sveen. My memories and yours. Though gripped by sadness, Sveen spurs herself into action. We should return to the back room. Shale and the others need to know what happened. Yes, I'll ask Waikway to meet us there as well. Oh, thank God you're teleporting us there. I did not want to walk all the way there. Alright, one explanation later. Sorry to say it. But this is all that's left of Geode.
Our dear Geode.
The soldiers. If only I'd been able to control them.
This isn't your fault, Gololja. The blame lies with Calyx, and with him alone. It's all so senseless. Why force his plans upon us when we're already happy, living our lives? What does he even think life is? I'll never forgive Calyx for doing this. Or myself for being powerless to stop him.
Wait, where are you going?
To clear my head. Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid.
Please don't, Nostalgia.
Stay here and get some rest. I'll make sure Nostalgia stays out of trouble.
Thank you, Kryl. You're a peach.
Thank you.
Things would have been far worse if you and Geode hadn't rushed in there. Many people are still alive because of you. And after adding what you discovered to the leads we've dug up, I'm hopeful we can determine where Calyx is hiding. but not right now. We need time before we can move on. Just a little time.
Oh, Geode.
Take your time. I am told that the members tasked with keeping residents safe returned with the body of their comrade. They all risked so much. We made swift patrol of the other levels and confirmed that Calyx had carried out a number of targeted attacks, all to harvest more ether, it seems. I got back the controls of the sentries, probably around the same time Calyx left. I'm sorry I couldn't stop him. I assume you know better by now, but I hope you're not planning to try anything alone. We're all here with you. I've spoken with Wuklamat. They've cut their meeting short to deal with the aftermath of the latest violence. Reynold? They brought back Geo's gun. The rounds were all spent and its barrel was scorched, so you can be sure he went down fighting. That sucks. Another comrade gone. Some days it's almost more than I can bear. Geode was... He was an older brother to Nostalgia and me. Jael knew him longer, though, and she is surely taking it the hardest. That's on top of what happened with Kakiwa. You think you could check on her? See how she's doing? She's like to put on a brave face if it's me or my sister. Jael? You okay, girl? My apologies. My mind was elsewhere. We need to press on with the hunt for Calyx, but I can't seem to focus. Should be better than this, I know. As you said, you need time to work through it. You're right. I ought to heed my own words. As it stands, I'm of no use to anyone. Akio used to say the thing to do with grief was to let it all out. So I think I'll take myself over to Earth and Sky and say my goodbyes to Geode. Why don't you come along? You use someone to blubber to if you've got a shoulder to spare. Not the first time. Right then, let's get out of Everkeep for a bit. Alright. It's a fair trek on foot, so I've arranged a couple of air-wheelers. They've had their communications module removed, so even Calyx shouldn't be able to seize control of them. Say the word and we'll set off. Alright. Ready? We'll be flying close to the pylon, so follow my lead. You know, I do have my own air-wheeler. These air-wheelers are Grinald's babies. You won't find a smoother ride in all of Everkeep. For years now, I've been taking one for a turn whenever I needed to lighten my mood. Sometimes Geode would come along too. We'd end up racing. Does that surprise you? Friendship has always had a competitive edge. We would often talk about how one day we might fly our wheelers outside the dome. Almost there. Be sure the ground is clear before you touch down. Phew, that's helped clear my head a touch. You know, Rei'tan, you might be the first person I've ridden with who wasn't an Oblivion recruit. As far as I remember, at least, the memories from my regulator days aren't exactly reliable. Come on, let's head inside. Hopefully the way will be clear of pests today. Alrighty. Of course, gotta hunt some varmints. You gotta fight in this game. Alright. There we go. Thanks. We can usually avoid such encounters, but sometimes they wander in and block the only path. Not that it slowed you down at all. Never seen you fight up close before. And the surveillance sphere clearly didn't do it justice. Hopefully it keeps the route clear for a while, shall we?
Whenever we lost a comrade, the three of us would come back here to reminisce. Me, Geode, and Kafkiwa. Will you raise a glass?
To Geode's memory.
Oh.
What are the two of you doing here?
I had a feeling you'd show up. Would you like to join us?
I suppose I could spare a moment. They tell us Oblivion's founders disappeared some decades ago under mysterious circumstances. And it was Kafkiwa who revived our organization. You and Geode helped her with that, didn't you? Tell us more about it. You're keen to know too, right? What they were like back then. The mad things they got up to. That sort of thing.
Sure, I'm a little curious.
Those were the days. It was actually right before the Reformation that I met Geode. I still wore a regulator then. I'd recently lost someone close to me. I'd also quit a long stint as an adapter to work at a bar of all places. They paid me to sit with patrons and keep them company. So Geode came in one night. It wasn't long before we got into an argument. First-time customer, but tempers flared. And then one of us threw a punch.
That is funny. Also, I dig the haircut, Shale.
You got into a fist fight? What were you even arguing about?
Damned if I know. We were deep in our cups. I think we were both just frustrated and angry at everything. By the end of it, we were both sprawled out in the street. Pair of drunken fools. Then this odd machine stopped to lecture us, scolding us for obstructing the foot traffic and not taking better care of ourselves.
I can't imagine you ever being in such a sorry state. The odd machine, that was Kafkiwa, I take it?
That it was. Once she was done upbraiding us for our unseemly behavior, she launched into a recruitment pitch. Kafkiwa explained that she wanted to protect the outside world from Zoralja's invasion, to keep him from bringing ruin to the place her beloved son lived. And if we were so intent on self-destruction, then perhaps we might consider risking our hides for a just cause. It was a lot to take in. I hadn't given much thought to what lay beyond the barrier, and learning that Kafkiwa herself was already dead was enough to make my head spin. But Geode and I were intrigued by her ideas, and wanted to see this future of hers come to pass.
Geode often spoke of it. He told me that meeting Kafkiwa was what first taught him the value of remembering people.
Like he was sharing a holy revelation.
Oh, but back then you hadn't yet taken on Oblivion's name, had you?
Is that so? I just assumed.
It hadn't been Kafkiwa's intention to carry on Oblivion's legacy, nor adopt the cause your parents championed. Not initially, at least. She wasn't even aware such an organized resistance existed. She did, however, suspect the presence of other dissidents, those who objected to resurrecting the memories of the dead in defiance of the natural order. In the hopes of identifying like-minded comrades, we began searching the core system for traces of unauthorized access. And that's how we found it. An anomalous sector in the back of the Neon Stein. According to Melancholy, the door to that mystery had remained firmly shut since she took over the business.
The back room.
The back
Literally a back rooms.
We forced our way in, only to discover that the hideout had long been abandoned. Although the occupants were gone, the equipment they'd left behind contained records of a group calling itself Oblivion. After reading through their exploits and their vision for the future, we made the decision to carry on their work.
Thus were my parents' and Kafkiwa's hopes bound together.
And carried onward by Shale and Geode.
We could never have made it this far on our own, of course. Not without the strength of arms you and your friends provided.
Yeah, that's kind of what I do.
Losing comrades is a hard thing, but being here, thinking back on the moments we shared, I can see their smiles, hear their laughter. I feel their presence, and I know they're still with us. But these memories of mine are for me alone. Reminders of why I chose to do this, and why I'll stay the course.
You got this. We all got this.
Right. Time we got back to work. Thank you, everyone.
No, it's me who should be thanking you. Though the pain is still deep, I don't feel like I'm drowning in it anymore. Let's get out there and put a stop to Calyx. For you, for me, and for everyone who's ever believed in Oblivion.
Alrighty, what do you got to say, Shale? I appreciate you helping me through this. And not only the grief, you've helped me see that my comrades mean even more to me than I realized, which only fuels my determination. I'll be spending every waking moment working to bring Calyx to account for his crimes. Do my part, and then you do yours. Oblivion needs you. Alright. Well then, it's been about an hour, so I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode off here. That was quite a lot of there's a lot of cutscenes. And there's probably going to be a lot more. The 0.3 patches tend to be pretty long, and so I'm probably going to have to cut this into like maybe 3 parts. We'll see how it goes, but I definitely see a lot of stuff happening. So, until the next episode, this has been Ray, signing out. Later, guys, and have a good day.